So, what'd you think? You would buy the record? It's true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hot hit. It's definitely a hot hit.
It's a hot hit. It's a hot hit. We're gonna play a Diesel outside the macaroni salad station.
That's yeah.
Macaroni music, if I ever heard.
So I know we've gone to the influences a couple times, but what would you say for this new record a lot of your inspiration comes from?
I mean, there's a lot. I think it took us some time to write these. The songs themselves, the ideas came together quickly. You know, Chris and I usually end up starting a song, and once it's sort of, we have this skeleton, we bring it to the guys, and they sort of produce and make it what it is. But I think like there's influence and inspiration. And inspiration has like a positive connotation. So, you know, we're inspired by traveling. We're inspired by things that we see in people being positive and decent to each other and things like that. But we're also, I think our sound is influenced by some of the not so great things that are happening, you know, all around us, things that we see. So I think that there's a lot of positivity that goes into these, but there are also some things that we can't ignore that we have to talk about and address. So I think some of that stuff comes through.
Yeah, I see there's a lot of, there's more social commentary on this record than prior records.
Okay.
And this next song, if I may.
Go ahead.
This song's called Segue. Just kidding. That was a segue into the song. Yeah. The song's called Aurora, and we first wrote it when the Aurora, Colorado movie theater shootings happened, which was a few years ago. And then more things happened, like the Newtown shootings. And then we said, oh, do we need to rewrite this song? But actually, it just, like, things kept happening, and we kept thinking, oh, do we need to? But the terrifying thing is, it's always going to be applicable until something changes, and that's why we're going to play this song.
Okay.
So
let's hear it.
Okay.
You don't think like I do. I'm setting all the wrong traps for you to walk through. My luck has gotta push back. One of these days I'll get the courage to let go. Until then, I'm running you down. Until then, I'm running you down. 1, 2, 3.
It's part of the show. Frames explode. Just a night out, just a night out. A signal trapped in time. Got everybody blind. We can't run, but you can't hide. We've taken for granted everything that we've been handed. From the sky to our grandparents, hesitation rules. Building tolerance to a frame of reference, erected for what's left behind.
You know you can't stop me when I cannot stop myself from delivering on letters sealed on the shelf. And one of these days I'll get the courage to let go. Until then, I'm running you down.
The lead of the show never gets old. We didn't expect screens to reflect a violent side, magnified by the fights of pad wallets with cards coded in lies. We take it for granted everything that we've been handed. From the sky to our grandparents, hesitation rules. Building tolerance to a frame of reference, erected for what's left behind. we've taken for granted
the knowledge that was planted
by headlines we can't stand.
but don't rewrite.
Building tolerance, self-inflicted confidence to words written in different light. We take it for granted the knowledge that was planted by headlines we can't stand, but don't rewrite. Building tolerance, self-inflicted confidence to words written in different light. For what's left behind. For what's left behind.
Okay. Wow. Jeez.
You guys are nice.
I went to some. Wow.
I think you just need to hang out with us more because I like your positive reinforcement.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
No,
that was good. It would definitely fit what you guys were describing there, and I was paying very close attention to the lyrics on that one. It took me to some dark places, which it seemed like that's what you guys were going for, and it was good.
There's definitely some like commentary in it.
Yeah.
I think, a really cool thing is that Chris is such an awesome songwriter and a storyteller, and can convey that stuff. So when he has an idea, he says, "We need to write about this," and then he'll put pen to paper and we'll go and review it, and it's just crazy.
How long does it normally take you? I mean, you mentioned before that you two mostly write the songs, but how long? What's the shortest amount of time it's taking you to write a song? And what's the longest? Would you say? Just you hear these crazy stories about these legendary songs being written in 5 minutes, but what would you say is the shortest or the longest it's taken you?
I mean, it's sort of. I mean, the lyric part of it. I mean, you can talk more about that because I feel like that you're pulling from stuff you might have written years ago.
Yeah, the lyric stuff is a little quicker. But when it comes to adding Brandon's creativity and having a distinct, like, actual knowing of music, unlike myself, and just having like the most original riffs and adding to it and building, it's kind of like a gradual process. And then TJ and Steve will have like things that I never would have thought of in a million years, and that's why it works. So it just, I mean, the longest is probably still going. Like, honestly, there's a lot of these songs we have, I would think, iPhone memos, like version 12, version 13, version 14, which is, at some point you have to, as our friend Chris says, get out of your own way.
Yeah, I'd say we've finished songs in the matter of a few practices, so like 3 or 4 practices, which...
No, have you ever finished a song or come close to finishing one and you think, okay, I gotta go back and fix this, I gotta fix that? Are any of you perfectionists in any sort of way, or you just kind of go with it and whatever comes out comes out?
Yeah, I think we can all sort of suffer from that. I think any creative person will always want everything they want to be settled and happy with everything. And one really cool thing I think about working with Chris too from Anti-Flag was. You're never going to be 100% satisfied, and not everyone in the band are going to be, and that's part of, I think, the struggle of being a musician or an artist or something, but also knowing when to be done with it and let the song exist on its own as it is, because we're always going to want to go back and be like, that one part, I want to change that one vocal, I sounded goofy or something. So it's been an exercise, I think, in development. With this record specifically, because before we would just nitpick stuff, and it would not be the best use of our time. So